And we are now live. I am a bit late, totally on Caribbean time, but I'm recovering from my swim and my physio exercises. So, I actually found this carbonated mineral water that I was talking about, the German one in one of my vlogs, the Goldsteiner. Goldsteiner? This thing's expensive. It's $4, but this is so good. Why? The amount of magnesium it has in it and the amount of chloride it has in it. Like, it's such a good source of electrolytes. So, if you're doing OMAD, try to find this brand of sparkling water and have it throughout the day, because the key to OMAD is to make sure you replenish your electrolytes. So I found it. It's at Safeway. It's very expensive. It's $4 for a bottle, but yeah, very good. Hi, Nick. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you, girl. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're conquering as always. So today we're going to talk about maintenance. And we are going to talk about how weight loss does not count if you cannot keep the weight off. It does not count at all. What we need to, oh, hi. I'm just going to, hi, welcome. I'm such a fan. I'm new to OMAD. Can it help with PCOS? I will just answer that question quickly. Yes, it can, because PCOS is related to insulin resistance, and it definitely can help with that. Fasting can help with PCOS. It can help with all those issues. I have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and it can definitely help with that. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is also an underlying condition of insulin resistance. So OMAD will definitely help with that, with the 22 to 23 hours of fasting per day. So yes. Okay, I'm going to jump into this topic quickly. So weight loss doesn't count if you can't maintain weight loss. And this is going to all the snake dieters out there. And not just the snake dieters, people who lose weight and can't keep it off. It doesn't count because you're not keeping the weight off. Maintenance means you successfully lost weight. And going to the snake dieters out there, oh my God, you guys have to let go of the fasting. Let go of the extreme fasting. Fasting is just a tool. Everything that Cole talks about are just tools. You need to use these tools to your advantage. The one tool that everyone should be having when it comes to maintaining weight loss is a weight log. Everyone needs a weight log. And I'm going to keep harping this weight log so much because this weight log changed my life. Everyone needs one. Everyone. This is my weight log in January. Like, look at that. I started off January at 200 pounds. I ended off January, if you guys can see, at 188 pounds. I lost 12 pounds in January with OMAD. It's about the weight log. And I was counting calories back then. But it is all about the weight log. The weight log is how you maintain weight loss. Everyone always asks me, oh, well, what are you going to do after, you maintain the weight? I struggle so much with maintenance. I think maintenance is the easiest thing in the world. I maintained my weight for the longest time when I went from 282 pounds to 220. I was stuck at 220 for years. Maintenance is easy. Maintenance is easy as long as you continue to weigh yourself and you respond to the scale. If that scale is creeping up consistently, you're going to have to diet back and pull back. Now, maintenance should happen if you are finding a routine that you can do consistently. You don't have to do anything extreme. If OMAD is making you maintain weight, then stick to it. Or you can start opening up your eating window and doing maybe a 2MAD or whatnot. But maintaining weight, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do to maintain weight as long as you have a weight log. The weight log will be key in helping you maintain weight. And in order to have a weight log, you have to weigh yourself daily. You just have to do it. If you don't weigh yourself daily, you're never going to maintain your weight. The reason why people rebound and gain weight is because they think they can go back to their old eating habits of eating all day and not tracking their calories. Now, you don't have to track your calories again if you do OMAD, but it is important to just be aware of what's going on. There is no magical diet for maintenance. Maintenance should look like the everyday diet. You should be able to go out and have a cheesecake once in a while. You should be able to go out and have some ice cream or go out to dinner with your friends. Maintenance should not be stressful. And it won't be stressful once you learn your body, you learn your trends, and you learn how your body responds to certain foods. And the only way to do that is a weight log. So weight log is essentially, basically you get a piece of paper and you have the date in one column and your weight in the next column. And if you're tracking calories, you have it in the following column. So if we'll look at week 1, from January 1st, I went from 200 pounds to 197 pounds. And as you can see, if you look at my calories in the beginning, they were pretty low and they were increasing over time. Now, with someone with weight loss, like when I start coaching people, which will be, I'll talk about that at the end of the stream. You want to keep your calories more consistent than this. I was a bit all over the place, but the results don't lie. At the end of the day, I ended up getting down to 3 pounds down that week at 197 pounds. So you will never gain weight if you weigh yourself daily. That's the key. You will never gain weight. You can even get away with not even counting calories. I am currently in a maintenance phase. And let me get you my recent weight log right here. I am maintaining weight without counting calories. As you guys see, and I've been eating lots of junk food. I've been eating garbage food. That's going to change because I'll talk about that in a second. But here's my most recent weight log for the month of May. Not the full month. This is half the month because Cole was getting annoyed with my other weight log. This was like the full weight log. It's a hot mess because I was weighing myself twice a day and it was just too much for him to decipher, and I don't blame him. It's a hot mess. So I just cleaned it up to this one. But as I was saying here, like, this is me not like tracking calories. There's nothing here. I got a bout of food poisoning there, as you guys can see. I only tracked my calories once at 1,300 calories, and then I stopped. I just stopped tracking my calories. And look at the weight log. Look at that. And the reason why I can get away with it is because of OMAD. I'm doing 1 meal a day, or I was. We'll talk about that in a second. So I'm doing 1 meal a day. I literally would have my meal. I would fast for 22, 23 hours. Again, when it comes to OMAD, it's not really the fasting time that's the big deal. It's how long you take to eat. That's the key. And that's what I'm learning as I go through this journey. It's how long you take to eat. So during the day, I have things like this sparkling water that is full of electrolytes. First thing in the morning, I have a big cup of salt water with sodium, potassium, and baking soda. And I'm making sure I'm staying hydrated throughout the day. And then I have my meal within a 20-minute, half an hour window. That's why I'm able to make, like right now I'm maintaining weight. It looks like my weight, oh wow, we almost plateaued. My weight is stuck at 174.4. Because right now, as I mentioned in the video, Cole does not want me dropping any weight right now because I need to focus on healing. And healing requires me consuming more calories. Jeez, sorry, that was a really loud car. So yeah, like this is how you can lose weight or maintain weight without tracking calories. Just weight log. And with OMAD is the best weight loss diet, hands down. It's the best weight loss diet. It's the starter weight loss diet. It's the most simple diet because anyone can do it. It's not hard. It's hard when you have to go through that hump where you have to transition into your OMAD, becoming OMAD adapted or OMAD fast adapted, which I talk about in my video. There's a video on it, but it is so easy. You don't have to count calories. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to set up macros or nothing. You literally just eat within a half an hour window, and that's that. That is the starter weight loss diet. That's for people who struggle with food addiction, people who struggle with overeating, like me. Like OMAD was responsible for curing my BED. Literally, I cannot overeat anymore. It's like I can't. Like I had an incident last week where I opened up my eating window at around noon and I just was not overeating. I couldn't because something happened with OMAD where it just literally shrunk my stomach. So like OMAD is just a tool for weight loss. There are other tools that you can use. You can tell people to count their calories and eat throughout the day, but for someone who struggles with food addiction, that's very difficult to do. I've been there. I would overeat. So OMAD is just the most simplistic way to make things happen. I'm just going to look at the chat because there's tons of people in the chat right now. Oh, yes, I answered that one. Hi, K Rose. Hi there. Thank you for sharing your experience. No problem. And I'm going to keep sharing because I've learned so much from Cole. Like, he is so good at what he does. The problem is his personality prevents him from being bigger than what he deserves, but that's what makes him authentic. The guy doesn't care. He doesn't put himself in a situation where he has to be worried about, money or anything, because he just doesn't care. He put himself in a situation where he's free. So I'm learning this all from Cole, and I really want to translate it to the masses as much as I can, as I learn from him. K Rose says, Grosh, 80 pounds. I lose what sorry, I missed your question. She says, something 80 pounds to lose. Oh, I've got 80 pounds to lose. What do you suggest? OMAD. I really suggest OMAD. If you want lightning quick weight loss, go to keto OMAD. But at the end of the day, the best diet for you is the diet you can stick to. And you won't know what diet you can stick to unless you try. So I highly recommend trying OMAD. There's going to be a bit of a hump. Like right now, where are you at? Are you eating all day? Probably most likely you're eating all day. I'm just going to assume you're starting off where I started off. So when I started off with OMAD, I was eating all day, ordering Uber Eats, all the food, McDonald's, Dairy Queen, pizza, all the food. So when I started OMAD, I sat with myself. Excuse me, I got to take a quick sip of water. I sat with myself and I told myself, we need change. We need to make things happen. So I knew my calories were out of control. So the first thing I did was get a calendar. This was like me before I even started coaching with Cole. But I got a calendar and I started writing out my calories that I ate every day, even if I binged ate. And even if I didn't track it because I was in the binge mind, when you're in the binge mind, you're in a trance. I guessed it based on what I ate, put it into the app. I tracked my calories that day, every day for a month. And I told myself during the month of September that I will allow myself 4 overeating days at once, but I'm just going to try my best to jump into OMAD at the time and eating 1,200 calories in the day. So I did that. And then as I watched Cole's videos, he's like, you can get away with 600, 700, 800 calories. So I started just doing that and I committed to it. I started fasting. You're going to fail along the way. That's just what happens. You're going to fail. You're going to mess up. But you have to remember, failure is just a stepping stone to success. Failure is just a stepping stone to success. Failure is only fatal if you stop, if you quit. If you have a day where you overeat, just get back up. That's what people fail to do. You're going to feel crappy about yourself, yes. But you'll feel even more crappy about yourself if you just, throw in the towel and was like, oh, well, I give up. Let's just continue. Weight loss is hopeless, blah, blah, blah. Don't have that mentality. Fight for yourself. So you just have to switch your mindset. Listen to motivational speakers. Listen to motivational talks. Watch my channel. Watch people who uplift you and inspire you. You gotta have to retrain your mind. That's the key. And to train your mind, you have to go through this experience. So with OMAD, starting off, that's what I did. I failed, but I lost weight that month, even though I was failing. I lost, I think it was about 8 or 10 pounds my first month in September. I went from 229 to I think so. I can't remember. I should have the numbers out. But I lost quite a bit of weight in the first month. I believe it was almost 10. I think it was 11 pounds. I lost 11 pounds in the first month. So you just got to dive into it. You just got to try. You just got to keep going, experimenting, get a weight log. Like I said, I'm going to make a weight log myself. I'll talk about that later, but just track your weight daily and you can't go wrong. And do OMAD. And then OMAD will get you to an ideal body weight. And once you're at an ideal body weight, then you're going to have to adjust. Says, thank you so much. You're amazing. Aw, thank you. Thank you for being here. Nick says, conquering. Good. I'm so glad you're conquering. Hey, Life. Nice to see you, girl. Thank you for being here. I always appreciate you. I was doing a YouTube catch-up today. I forgot to check out your channel. So I love your channel. I love getting all of the wisdom that you have on your channel. Your channel just humbles me and reminds me of what's important. So thank you. Thank you. Life says, hi, chatters. Hi, everyone. Oh, hey, Miggy. Oh, well, wow. Sorry. Okay. Hi, Miggy. Hi. You said you weigh yourself 2 times a day, right? What times are you doing that and why? Thank you. Great question. I am no longer weighing myself 2 times a day. I stopped that. Why was I doing that? I was doing that. I forgot why I was doing that. I forgot. I think Cole told me to do it for a second. Then he told me to, oh, that's why. I was doing that when I started reintroducing carbs because I wanted to see how my body was responding throughout the day. And I noticed like my morning weigh-in, let's say throw up a number, it would be like 175, 1 in the morning. And then I would fast through the OMAD fast. And then it would go down to like 172. So I'd lose like about 3 pounds in a day. So I was doing that just to see how my body was responding to the carbs. But now I'm not doing that because Cole says it's going to like just mess up my mentality. There's no need to weigh yourself twice a day. I was just doing that to understand my body and the trends. It was just for info. If you want to focus on weight loss, just weigh yourself once a day. Once a day is fine. And you weigh yourself right before you break your fast. So if you're not doing OMAD, I would recommend, like, the key to weighing yourself, you need to find a point in the day that your body's going to be consistent. That's why with OMAD, your body's always going to be consistent with weight as long as you don't drink too much water before you break your fast. So before OMAD, I would weigh myself first thing in the morning when I would get up. I would find for me, in my body, that is the most consistent. Without any water, I would make sure I'd go to the bathroom, of course. I would go to the bathroom if I have to go to the bathroom, and then I would go on the scale. So you want to weigh yourself at a point in the day that's consistent. You can't weigh yourself in the morning one day, in the evening next day. That's going to totally distort your data. So yes, weighing yourself once a day right before you break your fast is key with OMAD if you're doing OMAD. K-Ro says, love you both. Okay, nice. Thank you so much for your transparency. I'm a big fan. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, I try to be as transparent as possible because I feel like there's not enough weight loss YouTubers out there like showing things. They show like before and after photos and they're wearing pants. Like, I can understand why people don't want to be in their underwear and, and on the internet. But if you're a weight loss YouTuber, I mean, come on. Or a weight loss influencer, I mean, come on. Like, you kind of have to. Go in a bikini if you're uncomfortable. But I try to be transparent. I show my before and afters in my underwear. I'm not hiding any fupa. You see everything. So you can see the true weight loss. You see everything. You see my loose skin. You see my stretch marks. You see it all. I don't hide. I don't hide under my clothing. I'm fully transparent with that. Transparent about my struggles. Transparent about what I'm doing in the moment, which I'll talk about in the end because I have switched things up. Nick says, OMAD for the win. Helped me to stop. Yes, helped me to stop binging. And I definitely think my stomach shrunk. Yes, it shrinks your stomach because, like I said last week, I was like depressed and upset about my MRI results. And I was like, screw it, I'm going to eat. And that's when I got into a bit of a tiff with Cole because of the weight loss, but whatever. Yeah, and I opened up my eating window. I was driving my son, and he's hungry, and he never eats food because kids. And I was driving my son to get him McDonald's. I was like, you know what? I'm just getting a quarter pounder with cheese and rice and a milkshake. And I did that, and I ate that meal. And I wanted to eat more to numb the pain because that's what you do when you BED, right? When you struggle with that. Like, that was my default thing. You want to numb the emotional pain. And I went and I tried to eat more, and I couldn't. So I was like, whoa, OMAD really did something. And that day when I overate, I think the weight log here, I can't remember what day it was, but my weight held steady at like 174 or something like that. I think it was one of these days. My weight didn't even do anything crazy, as you can see. I think it was at like the 24th or the 25th, whenever the last Friday of the month was. And my weight just stayed steady, even though I did that. So even though I went and I wanted to I just wanted to purposely hurt myself. I have psychological issues, okay? I struggle with like mental health issues. So I knew the way to hurt myself is to overeat because I knew I'm really passionate about fitness. I want to get into shape and blah, blah, blah. So I purposely tried to overeat and I couldn't. And I ended up like maintaining my weight. So OMAD does something. It does something. It's wild. It does shrink your stomach for sure. Life's Magical Journey says, heading to the airport soon. Have a great live. Thank you so much for being here. Safe travels to the airport, wherever you're going. You're going on vacation, aren't you? Ooh, have fun. I remember you said that. You're going on vacation. Have fun. Miggy says, yes, doing OMAD. Thank you. We'll do that. Go to track it now. Yeah, please track your weight. You have to. Like, losing weight without tracking is like driving a car blind. You need to weigh yourself and you need to track daily. You have to. It's the only way you're going to be successful. The most successful people out there, the people with the most amazing physiques, bodybuilders, they're weighing themselves every day. I know not everyone wants to be a bodybuilder, but like, a lot of people weigh themselves daily. They do. I know Caroline Gervin doesn't, but she looks at herself in the mirror, I'm pretty sure. Because she says she doesn't go on the scale. She kind of just does it intuitively. But she's been training for so many years that she can do that. You know, she knows what works for her. She knows what works for her body. But I'm sure in order for her to get there, she definitely did weigh herself in the past. So if you're like, that's Caroline Gervin is an advanced dieter. Like, look at her body. Advanced dieters can do that. So people like you and I, we need to start with the basics. We need to weigh ourselves daily so we can understand our body. We can understand the trends. K Rose says, I actually want to do the bodybuilding thing with you. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. I'm trying to get there. I just got to heal up. I got to heal up. But I'm practicing bodybuilding right now because the biggest thing when it comes to bodybuilding is diet. It's learning how to diet. So many bodybuilders, if you follow them on Instagram or YouTube, so many of them blow up after their show, except a few, like Ashley K. Fit, Ashley Kaltwalser, who I absolutely adore. But a lot of them blow up. They just blow up. Laura Lee doesn't. Laura Lee Chapados doesn't. I'm trying to think of anyone else. But a lot of them blow up. I'm just not going to mention who because I don't want to bring anyone down. But like, a lot of them put on a lot of weight after their show. That's because they did not learn how to diet. And learning how to diet means learning how to manipulate the scale to your advantage. Learning how to not let food get away from you. Like, when you come out of a bodybuilding show, you got to learn how to reverse diet properly and put on the weight properly. So, yeah, I'm basically practicing bodybuilding now. I'll just tell myself that, which I am. It's diet. Diet is key. So many bodybuilders struggle with keeping with the diet, sticking with the diet, and what have you. So the key is learning how to become a master dieter, and I'm thankful that I'm learning from the sensei master of all dieters, Cole. Cole knows his stuff. Like, I'm really learning. It took a while for me to trust what he has to, trust him, because what he says is like so insane. And I'm like, is that really true? I'm like, wait, I can lose weight on junk food? I'm like, I don't believe that. Wait, I can lose weight with eating carbs? Like, I didn't believe all this stuff because in my head, I thought I lost a lot of my weight with keto. I thought I was stuck with keto. So it's just, I'm learning. Everything I'm learning is from him. Says, I'm afraid of getting started and messing up. What meal would you recommend to get started with OMAD? I currently weigh 340 pounds. I'm so ready to get on the journey with you. Hey girl. Okay. Don't worry about messing up. Don't worry about messing up. You mess up, you jump back in on it the next day and you keep trying until it sticks. Give it a month of trying, of hardcore trying. And to make this easier for you, you can literally eat in an hour window and you'll lose weight. So you don't need to start, like, what are you eating right now? Whatever you're eating right now, just eat that within an hour window until you're full. Just eat it all within an hour window. And I promise you, you probably won't be eating that full hour. Like, what's your favorite food? Go with like whatever you're eating. Let's say your favorite food right now, maybe you like, I don't know, fries, potatoes, and rice or something. Eat that in an hour window. I promise you, you will lose weight, and just do it consistently. Do it consistently. Like, if like someone at 340 pounds, OMAD is so easy for you. Just once you get adapted to it, it will be easy because you have enough fuel on your body to just let it go through. Because when I started OMAD at 229 pounds, like, I could get away with eating 600 calories and I was not hungry. So you just have to get used to being fast adapted. You will screw up along the way, and that's okay. Just jump back on it the next day. You can incrementally work your way to it if you want. You can start off with an 18-hour fast and then have a small snack, a small ketogenic snack. So when I say ketogenic, a snack that's like really high in fat and protein, moderate protein and sparing carbs, have that. Have a 400 calorie snack, wait a couple hours, and then have your big OMAD meal. You can have whatever you want. You can have carbs or what have you. You can do the 24 or more method, which is what I started off my OMAD journey with. I actually had a small snack and then I would have a big OMAD meal. So don't be afraid of messing up. Just dive into it. Messing up is not failure. It's part of the process. Literally, I failed my way into losing over 110 pounds. I failed. Like, you can see it all on my channel. I plateaued for years in the 220s. I regained weight. So don't be afraid. There's so much to learn in failure. It's if you stop. That's where things happen. You got to have that mindset. Failure is an opportunity to learn. So if you go through a day, you're doing OMAD and you like break it, just tell yourself, okay, well, what can I do differently tomorrow? And the key to OMAD is keeping yourself busy. I also have a video on what you can have during the day while you're fasting to help crush the hunger. That will also help too. Just get through the transition period and you will be successful. I'm actually going to be doing an OMAD weight loss challenge. I wanted it to drop for June 1st, and I was like, whatever. I don't want to call it a June challenge. It's going to be a 30-day OMAD weight loss challenge, and it's basically going to be me just sharing tips along the way and doing it with you, kind of, because I'm not really doing OMAD right now, because it's too effective with weight loss. I'm dropping weight too quickly with OMAD. I'm doing actually 2MAD, but I'll talk about that in a second. And just tips on how to do OMAD and help you guys through it. And you can always go back. And I'm doing this for 30 days because 30 days is where you will get OMAD adapted. You have enough time to get OMAD adapted, OMAD fast adapted. It took me about 2 weeks for it to kick in. I'm giving 30 days because it gives leeway for error, because you're going to fail, and failure isn't fatal. So I think I need to do this because I think it would be so important for everybody who is on a journey to lose weight. So thank you for sharing that, and look out for that challenge. I think I'll drop it on Monday. I already have the video filmed. I just didn't know when to drop it. But yes, let me talk about what I'm doing quickly. So because OMAD has been way too effective, right now I need to hold weight. I need to hold in the 170s. And we were trying to do that with OMAD with me, but that was not working at all. I kept losing weight. That's why Cole was like, okay, just eat very calorie dense foods, eat junk food. And apparently the junk food I was eating wasn't calorie dense. Apparently pizza isn't calorie dense. I didn't know that. I thought pizza was calorie dense because that's how I gained weight, eating a lot of pizza. But I ate throughout the day. So since OMAD is way too effective for me, right now I'm doing 2MAD because I'm not getting in enough calories in that half an hour window, even though I'm full and I'm eating whatever I want. Guys, I'm literally force feeding. And Cole does not want me being in a situation where you're force feeding. So what I'm doing right now, I'm waking up in the morning, I'm having a small ketogenic snack. So I'm having a high ketogenic snack. It's usually bacon and eggs. And then I'm fasting throughout the day. And then I'm breaking my fast. I'm weighing myself still. I started this yesterday and look at what my weight did. My weight is holding steady at 174 right now. I'm weighing myself still following the OMAD rules. And then I'm eating my same OMAD meal. So I'm doing 2MAD or OMAD and a snack, technically, because I'm losing weight too much on OMAD and I can't be losing weight. That's why OMAD is the best weight loss diet. Now, for those of you out there who need to lose weight, don't bother doing 2MAD. It's not important. Like, you could do 2MAD for weight loss, but OMAD's just easier. It's just easier and it's better. Especially keto OMAD. I loved keto OMAD, and I suggest for you keto OMAD. I started off with keto OMAD. Why? Keto OMAD just crushes your hunger. I don't know what it does, but it just crushes your hunger. Keto OMAD is powerful. And for someone at your point in your journey, it will be your best friend. Like, it will be your best friend. I loved keto OMAD. And then you'll get to a point where you're going to have to start eating carbs, like me. Julie says, it really does shrink your stomach. I cannot overeat. I get full too fast. Yes, it does. Even if you open up your eating window, if you're doing OMAD long enough. Okay, so I started OMAD in September 2022. So that's about, I had a few days in between where I didn't, but like, even if like starting the true OMAD, it's been like a solid couple of months and I have not been able to overeat. Like, it does cure BED. I don't know what it does, because I literally tried to binge and I couldn't. And I was like, what's going on here? So it does shrink your stomach. OMAD's so powerful. Oh, I read that one. Oh, no, I didn't. OMAD does shrink your stomach, even if you want more food. Once I'm full, I cannot eat anymore. I'm too full. Exactly. It's wild. It's wild. And it's perfect for someone who is starting weight loss, because when we're at the position of starting weight loss, we're craving that full feeling. So you can ride OMAD until you're at a proper weight. And then there's a point where you got to transition off of OMAD, because you don't want to keep craving that like full feeling. You want to get over that. For someone who wants to get to elite body levels, I do. I want to be shredded. I want to be a shredded MILF. I want to be tight. I want to be sexy. Hopefully I can say that word, because YouTube, I don't want to get demonetized. But like, I want to be like ripped. So for me, I'm slowly transitioning to another form of eating that Cole has been talking about recently on his videos. He posted it in the last couple days. So yeah, no, OMAD is wild. It is wild. I pray one day I can get to weightlifting competitions. Oh my gosh, you will. Speak it, believe it, and you will. You will. I told myself that every day, that I pray one day that I can get to a healthy body weight. I pray one day that I will be a bodybuilder. I will be. You will. Okay? Speak it into existence. It can happen. Don't give up on yourself. Have that goal written down. Write that goal every day. Journal. Journal helped me through a lot in my weight loss journey. I would just imagine myself to where I'm at, meditating, doing weight loss meditations. There's a really good one by Andrew Johnson on the Insight Timer app. Insight Timer, if you do weight loss control or weight loss meditation, I love it, because I would sit there, he would calm you down, you would do the regular meditation, you know, you would just do a body relaxation meditation and you're super calm. And then he would be like, imagine yourself at your goal weight. Imagine yourself at your ultimate physique. How would you be acting when you're at your ultimate physique? Visualization is powerful, because everything we do is on the subconscious mind. And when you meditate through losing weight, it really helps you to visualize that. And I think I don't talk about this on my channel. I need to talk about this more on my channel, because it's been a big part of my transformation. The whole meditation aspect, the whole journaling aspect, visualizing myself. Like, one thing that Louise's Journey posted, she posted on Instagram, she's like, imagine your future self cheering you on. Imagine your future self in the body that you want, that is your version of your best self. Imagine your future self cheering you on days that you're down. Imagine yourself being like, keep on going. I know there's a future version of myself right now cheering me on to keep on going, to trust the process with holding my weight right now, because I'm very uncomfortable with holding my weight. But I want to be a bodybuilder, and I cannot be a bodybuilder if I'm injured. And if I'm going to recover based on where I'm at right now with my body weight, I need to eat more calories. I need to trust holding weight is okay. Before, I needed to lose the weight because I was overweight, I was obese. But now I'm at a point where my body's like, hey, stop losing weight, let's heal. So imagine yourself, you can do it. You got to believe it. You got to speak it into existence. Don't let failure deter you. Don't let it stop you. It's going to hurt, but you're strong enough to get through that hurt. You're strong enough to pick yourself back up and try again and keep trying. You got this. Nick says consistency. Yes, everything. Consistency is everything. I'm on day 2. I'm going to learn discipline. Yes. And a lot of people ask me about discipline. Like, how do you get discipline? Or you have so much discipline. I never had discipline, guys. I was lazy. I was the most lazy person ever. I was lazy. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to count calories. I made excuses. I told myself, made up stories in my head, and I was like, oh, I can't do that. Or, oh, I'm never going to get to this body weight. Like, I can't be disciplined as person A, B, X, Y, Z. Like, I can't do this. Or that person's ripped because it's natural. It's genetics. Discipline happens through trial and error. Discipline happens through action. You get disciplined through doing things. That's how discipline's formed. You have to dive into it. You have to trust the process and go through the journey. You're never going to get disciplined if you quit. You're never going to get disciplined if you run away every time you fail. Discipline happens when you pick yourself up after falling. When you fail, You know, you go through a cycle of binge eating and then you have the discipline to bring yourself back. That's where that muscle's built. And then as you build that mental muscle, basically what happens, you start seeing results. And when you see results through going through building that, that is when you have this kind of built belief. That's what David Goggins talks about, because you start seeing the proof. And that's why tracking is so important when it comes to weight loss. Track, take photos, please take photos. I know I didn't. If I could tell my past self this, Daniela, take photos on the weekly, because there will be times where the scale will not move, but you'll look at the photo and you'll be like, whoa, there's a difference. I posted a photo recently on my Instagram, Self Love Fit, that literally showed me at the same weight, and you can see a drastic difference. You can see my stomach's leaner, I'm tighter, my muscles are more toned. Please take photos. Photos are everything, everything on this journey, along with weighing yourself. Because when you see that and you see the changes and the scale's not moving, you're like, okay, well, there's change happening. And don't put too much emphasis on the scale. I made this mistake on my weight loss journey. I cared way too much about the scale, way too much. If the scale went up, I would get upset, even though I would look the same. Don't put too much emphasis on the scale. The scale's gonna change. It's gonna do things. You know, it's not just weighing your body fat. It's weighing your relationship with gravity. It's weighing your water weight, women, our cycle, our time of the month. It's weighing the food we had in our stomach the night before. Don't identify with a 1 to 2 pound gain. And if you are morbidly obese, that gain might be a little bit wild. I know when I was like almost 300 pounds, that gain was wild. Don't identify with that number. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you keep up with the tools, you're sticking to OMAD, you're eating your 1 meal a day, you're getting in your electrolytes, and you're getting in some activity. It can just be walking. Walking is more than enough. Go for it. If you can, start off with a 20-minute walk 3 times a week, build your tolerance and keep going. You will see results. You got to trust the process. And that's what I learned while going through this journey with Cole. He literally coached me through that, because I would get so stressed out when the scale would go up. And now I'm understanding that, whoa, that was so unnecessary. I didn't need to do that at all. I'm just going to take a quick sip of water. And get this water. If you can find it. I know it's in the United States because someone told me about it. This is so, like, the electrolyte on this is crazy. It's a sparkling water from Germany. It's so good. Like the magnesium, the calcium, good. It's like good, and it'll help keep you full too. So let's talk about the OMAD rules quickly. So for people who want to do OMAD for losing weight, you fast all day. You have your apple cider vinegar if you get hungry. You what else do? You have coffee if you want to have coffee. You drink your water. You have your electrolytes. You want to also exercise a few hours before breaking your fast, because it brings your hunger from like a 10 to a 6. And exercise actually suppresses your appetite. Trust. Like, for example, my friend, she works in the trades. She's busy all day. She only eats like twice a day. She's actually having issues with keeping weight on, because when you're active, you don't get really hungry. I noticed that. I don't get hungry right away. You kind of get hungry a couple hours later. So that's the key. You want to literally bring the hunger down with exercise, and then you come home. You don't drink any water for an hour up into weighing yourself to breaking your meal. Then you go on the scale, write it down like the weight log here. Write it down like this. Please write it down, because it's going to give you info. Write it down, and then you drink a lot of water until your stomach's full. I said 500 milliliters. That was just an arbitrary number. Just drink tons of water, maybe a couple glasses, and then wait a bit, and then go into your OMAD meal. Eat and eat and eat. Make sure you dose that meal with sodium and potassium, because you want to make sure you're funneling the electrolytes with food, because food is a better way to keep your electrolytes up, because you don't want to be electrolyte depleted. You're going to get headaches throughout the day. The salt gives you energy. The salt gives you the ability to get through OMAD. And then you eat your plate of food. It doesn't have to be an actual plate. Just have your food laid out. If you're counting your calories, put it into your calorie app. Have it laid out. It could be a plate and a dessert plate or what have you. Just eat until you're full. stop eating. That should be within a half an hour window. For those of you who have hunger cue issues, half an hour of eating, you'll be okay. Do it in a half an hour eating window, and then you're good to go. And if you want, after your fast, after you eat your big meal, I highly recommend going for like a 5-minute walk. Cole started making me do that recently, and I love it. Just go for a walk. Go for a nice walk. And then have a cup of bone broth if you want, or a cup of tea, something to help you digest, because that's a big meal, right? And then you want to make sure you are consuming that meal a couple hours before bed, because that's the key. If you break your OMAD fast way too early, so let's say you go to bed at 10 and you break your OMAD fast at 5, and then you're done eating at 5:30, that's about a good 4-hour window there where you can get hungry again. So the key to OMAD is making sure you finish your meal, or you start your meal 2 hours before you go to bed, within 2 hours. So for me, that's 7 o'clock p.m. I start my meal, I eat at 7, I'm done at 7:30. I have my tea, I go for my walk, and I'm in bed by 10. So it's about 2 hours and a half or so. That is the key to OMAD. You got to do it in the evening and right before you go to bed, because if you're hungry, you're sleeping. You're not going to notice it. And then you wake up the next morning and you're good to go, and you just repeat. I'm checking the chat now. Imagine your future self cheering you on. I love that. Aw, thanks. No, I love that too. Like, just, it's you. It's you against you. You know, no comparing yourself to other people. It's literally you against you. And yes, there is a future version of yourself that you can acquire. Like David Goggins talks about it. He talks about where he goes to heaven and he talks to God, and God's like, well, this is the David Goggins that you could have been. You could have been like, you know, a master marathon runner or whatever he does. What does he do? Oh, you have the pull-up record champion. You're a Navy SEAL. And it's him talking to God as his unfulfilled self. So he stayed, because David Goggins was obese. He was overweight. He was overweight. He was spraying for cockroaches. He was in a small town in somewhere in the States. I forget where. I think it's somewhere in Indiana. And he always says he imagines that conversation with God, that you could have been this. So there's two versions of ourselves. There's our best version, our best selves, and then there's our other self that could have been. Strive to be that best self. Strive to be that best future version of yourself cheering you on. I love that, because it gets me through sometimes when my brain gets, you get caught up in the moment. Says, thank you so much. That is my biggest problem, is controlling the hunger. I so want to join your challenge. Yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, because I think it needs to be done. And you're going to lose weight so quickly once you get OMAD adapted. You're just going to drop the pounds. Like, you're going to be shocked. You'll have some plateaus here, they're there, but like, I lost this weight quickly. I'm still trying to keep up with my brain. I was like, I was obese like not too long ago. Like, what is going on? Like, you will drop it so fast. You will, really will. And then I got to do a challenge on what to do next after OMAD. Because if you want to stick to it, you can stick to it. If not, there is a transition period that there's another diet that you can do. There's tons of other diets you can do. But yes. Just Jean, hey, nice to see you. Hi, Daniela, great stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Frugal Mama. Hello, Frugal Mama. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, hey, Joseph. Nice to see you. So glad you're here. I appreciate you always. I love reading your comments. I love what you're saying. You're so calm. So I'm like, that means I am being calm today, because I'm very high energy. Okay, I'm very like, and I'm trying to be calm and zen. I'm a very high energy individual, like my son. It takes a lot to handle my personality, but it is who I am, and I'm happy for that. Joseph says, Danielle, you're looking fair and lovely, my dear friend. Oh, thank you so much. You are so sweet. I hope life is treating you well down in the Caribbean. Do you have a video showing what you do to curb hunger urges while doing OMAD when first starting? Yes, I do have a video, and I will link it. It's linked in my next live stream. Let me see, what is it called? If I can use my computer. What's the name of that video? How to curb your hunger while fasting. I will link it below. I will link it in the comments again of this. Like, once I'm done the live, I'll go and link it in. But yes, I do have a video on that. But I'll talk about it quickly in the video. things to do to help suppress your appetite is, number one, waking up in the morning and having a big hot cup of water of sodium and potassium. So Himalayan pink salt and a salt that is potassium. I use no salt with baking soda. I like the baking soda because it takes the edge off and it's good for your kidneys. Drink that. And then if you want, I think for you, you can get away with having bone broth too. You can get away with having bone broth throughout the day, like a nice big cup of bone broth, maybe once or twice throughout the day, because you want to keep yourself in ketosis while you're fasting. And you can also have apple cider vinegar is a good one. Sparkling water helps a lot, big time. Coffee. When I first started OMAD, I was drinking coffee a lot. But when I started coaching with Cole, he's like, no, because coffee wrecks your gut health. And he's all about kicking addictions. And when I met him, I was pretty, or when I started I keep saying that, coaching with him, started talking with him, I was so addicted to coffee. I'm like, I'm not addicted to coffee. I can stop it. But I was. But coffee does help. It doesn't matter. If it helps you lose the weight, just do it. Just do it. And then we'll worry about undoing that later. What else helps you suppress your appetite? Avoid sweeteners. Do not do any sweeteners. Stevia, xylitol. I don't care if it's natural or anything like that. Avoid sweeteners because they will spike up your blood sugar. They will. They do. Like it's proven. Studies have shown that it does, but I'm not like really a study person. I'm more of an experimental person because one day I was having tea and I added some stevia to it and I was so hungry. Like, luckily, I was so deep into OMAD that I had the willpower to just get through it, but it made me incredibly hungry. And that's another thing. There is 0-calorie teas you can have. I know I go to this organic store, Community Foods. They have this, anything that's 0-calorie teas, black teas, peppermint tea is a good one. Ginger tea is good. You can throw in turmeric in there too. I think, yeah, turmeric, I'm pretty sure turmeric doesn't have any calories in it. Anything like that will help. But my video goes into more detail on how to properly do it. But I thought I would throw some things out there off the top of my head. Miss T said, did you ever do long fast like ADF of 72s? I've never done alternate day fasting on 72s. I did alternate day fasting on 48s, and that was to help heal something here. Personally, I don't like doing prolonged fast now because I'm at the point where I don't need to. But back in the day, I did. I did do, like, when I say back in the day, a couple months ago when I was bigger, because I don't have a lot of body fat on me now. So going to 72s is pretty intense, unless I do it dry. It makes it easier. I don't know why. But back in the day, I used to fast a lot. Like September, I did like 2 blocks of fasting. So I would do 48s back to back because I was trying to do 72s and I couldn't. So I would do like 48-hour fast and then I would eat, and I would do a 48-hour fast and then I would eat, and I do that for a week. Then the next week I would just eat normal, or which is OMAD. That's my normal at the time. I would eat OMAD, and then the week afterwards I would do a 48-hour fast, eat, and then a 48-hour fast. So yes, fasting definitely helps when you have a lot of weight on your body to lose. But the key is coming off the fast, which is the title of this video. Weight loss doesn't count if you can't keep the weight off. So the key to fasting, if you are fasting and you're finding that you're coming off the fast and you are not able to keep the weight off and you just eat and binge eat, stop fasting and focus on dieting. Focus on dieting, focusing on nutrition. Because at the end of the day, weight loss happens in the kitchen. It does not happen with fasting. Yes, it does. Fasting weight loss, as Cole says, fasting weight loss doesn't count. The true weight loss is if you can keep that weight loss after fasting. You can't keep going back to fasting. It's not a sustainable way. Fasting is a tool to help, rev up your metabolism. Use fasting. Trust me, when you're obese and you're starting off, the fasting really helps. It helps kick your metabolism into gear, and it helps you to drop pounds. But don't depend on fasting. Don't binge one day and be like, oh, well, I'm going to go fast. No, just jump back into OMAD. Like Cole had to do this for me because I wanted to jump into a fast after screwing up. He's like, no, just jump back into the diet. Just jump back to it. You want to fast at a point where you're kind of stable with your diet. Like you're like, oh, I'm doing well with OMAD, or I'm doing well with keto, or I'm doing well with my little snacks. Let me just go into a fast just to help, move things, keep things going. Tahara says, hi, love watching your videos. So motivating. Thank you. I'm doing ADF. Want to lose about 50 pounds. You should lose it pretty quickly with ADF. ADF is pretty cool. I loved doing ADF. I did it with dry fasting. I want to get back to dry. I will be dry fasting in the future, doing ADF dry fasting, because I want to get rid of my loose skin. And I know it can get rid of. I know it's controversial, but I know I can get rid of and shrink the loose skin. I don't need to do it with dry fasting, but I like how dry fasting makes my skin feel. I like it. There's something about dry fasting that I really, really, really love. But yeah, I really want to get back into that. And that's really cool that you're doing ADF. And thank you for watching my videos. I do like ADF. It is a great tool, but make sure you have a plan when you're done with ADF, that you are going to sustainably find a diet that you can keep. Because like I said, the title of the video is weight loss doesn't count if you can't keep it off. It does not count. You got to be able to find a sustainable way to keep it off. Fasting is a tool and everything else are tools. So yeah, but I'm super excited for you. It will definitely help you. Miss T says, yes, so true. I'm so good at fasting, but terrible at eating. So I'm learning how to diet now. Exactly. There you go. And learning how to diet involves the weight log. It really does. This is the way to learn how to diet. Here's my January weight log. This is the way. I only started doing this when I started coaching with Cole. This is the way to learn how to diet, because you learn how to manipulate the scale to your advantage. You learn tools, you know? You like whatever your goal is, even for someone who needs to gain weight, you got to weigh yourself daily, because how are you going to know what to do if you don't weigh yourself daily? You're not going to know what to do. The weight log gives you that info. So let's say like 1 week here I'm at 194 pounds and the scale isn't moving, and I look at my calories. Well, how many calories am I eating? Okay, I'm eating 18. I'm just throwing out random numbers. I'm eating 1,800 calories. Well, you know what? We got to start cutting back my calories. So you start cutting it back by 100. That's what you want to do. If you're ever going to make a calorie change, you want to do it by 100 if you're counting calories. With OMAD, it's a different story. OMAD, you should not be even worried about that. If you're doing proper 23, 22 to intermittent fasting, as long as you're doing that way and you're eating within a half an hour, maybe 45-minute window, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. So yeah, I hope I touched based on what I wanted to talk about. I might have to do a video on maintaining. Yeah, I have to do a video. But I like hanging out with you guys live. I really enjoyed it. But my neck is giving me issues, so that means I need to move. But thank you everyone for making this live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting me on this journey. I just want to help you guys. I just want to spit out this info, because I know we all can get to our goals. We can do this together. We can conquer. We all can find health. We all can find what we want in life, whatever our goals may be. So I'm sending you guys mad love, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.